welcome to day 24 of intermittent fasting. Well, I was really hoping to be able to talk to you for a few minutes, but now I'm gonna go and it's gonna be dark. Oh, I should have just stayed there. The light turned yellow again. I'm actually running a little bit late for work. I'm not late yet. It's 7:54, so I'm on my way to work. I had to stop and get some coleslaw mix. Oh, look at how dark it is. I'm so sorry. It stinks. Yeah, I had to stop and get some coleslaw mix. That's not very reasonable either. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in the parking lot in just a minute. Shh, I'll be back. It was just way too dark. So yeah, I have like 2 minutes till I have to be clocked into work. So I brought a salad with me, but it has spinach and corn and some cucumber and a few tomatoes. And so I stopped and got a bag of cabbage mix. And it actually has green cabbage and purple cabbage and carrots, so that's cool. It also had like salad dressing in or something, but that's just gonna go in the trash, so no big deal. It was on clearance. Can't go wrong, $1.59. The just regular cabbage without the carrots is $1.79, so I was like, well, shoot, let's go with that. And then I brought a container of the kale and chickpea soup that I had for supper last night. You guys should check out the recipe. It was actually really good. My technician is here too. Okay, well I gotta go into work because she's gonna be like seeing me talking to you guys. So bye. Oh my gosh. Well, good evening, guys. So I am doing my nightly ritual of walking in the hallway, and since I didn't get to chat with you earlier, I thought maybe I would chat with you for a few minutes right now. So I know my last rotation, so about 7 days ago, I had told you guys I was gonna start trying the whole eating from 10 until 6 rather than midnight till 8. So I did that today. I'm gonna stand here and chat with you guys for a minute. I think that the other hallways are clear, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I did that starting today. So I ate my soup that I brought, which was the kale and chickpea soup. I'll put a picture of it here for you to see. I ate that at 10:10 maybe. It was really good, guys. So it was good the first night. I wasn't sure that it was exceptional or anything, but it was good. And if I don't remember if I told you or not, but I put it over rice. Well, I would have had to, so I was going to just serve the soup over rice, but the rice was refrigerator temperature, and I really didn't feel like warming up 5 separate bowls of rice. So I was lazy and just dumped all the rice into the pot of soup. I knew it was going to absorb all the liquid eventually anyway, but I didn't really care. But it did absorb almost all of the liquid, and it made it this creamy, yummy, delicious soup. It was really, really good. It was actually better today than it was when I had it yesterday. So that's kind of interesting. I would highly recommend, oh, that's my thumb, sorry. I would highly recommend that if you guys want to try a very quick, very simple and easy soup, yeah, definitely give it a shot. So it's attached to yesterday's vlog, so I would definitely go and give it a peek and go to her website. It was tasty. It was good, and it was even better today than it was yesterday. I would definitely serve it over rice just for filler sake, and put the rice in it and let it sit for 24 hours, and it gets this really super rich, creamy yum. So anyway, so I ate that, and then I do have my salad, which I will eat probably in about 4 hours, actually about 3 hours now. And I brought oatmeal with me, so I cleaned out the bowl that I had my soup in, and I'm going to make oatmeal probably about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And it's holiday break this week, so the kids don't actually have school. But Preston has this essay thing that he is due, so yeah, need to work on that. There's people wandering around in the hallway, they're gonna think I'm insane. So Preston's essay that's due is this compare and contrast essay, and he wanted my help with it, so I'm going to help him. He has the topics that he has to pick from. He doesn't have a choice, so I'll just help him work on the graphic organizer and that kind of stuff. So haven't forgotten about you guys, and just sorry that earlier was so scattered and fast, but yeah, things are going good. Soup is yummy, and I'm gonna have my food later, and I will talk to you guys again at some point in time. So, bye. Well, good morning. It is actually 6:51 and it's light enough out for me to talk to you, which is kind of cool. I am driving home from work, but I'm going to be driving home for a long time, it seems like. There is a car accident up ahead, and there's really, really no way for me to get home other than this one major highway that goes east-west. There's a couple of one smaller road to the north a ways, and then there's another east-west road that's like, I don't know how many miles it is south of here, but it doesn't go all the way over to where I work, so it's not like I would have to come back up here to get it anyway, or I'd have to go down, yeah, so it doesn't connect all the way through either. So anyway, there's an accident up ahead, so I'm going to be taking my dear sweet time getting home. So I thought I would chat with you for a minute. So, like I told you, I ate... Did I tell you? Yeah, I was walking last night, I told you. So I had my soup, and it was good. It was very good. I actually would make this again, for sure. And I even, really and truly, make it again, like the day before I want to eat it, and put the rice in it and leave it in the refrigerator for the next day. It was that good. I wanted to call it a refill. Now how's that for being a pharmacist? It's not a refill by any stretch. It's leftovers. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And then I had my salad at about 1 or 1:30. I don't remember. Maybe 1:30. Excuse me. And then I had my oatmeal at 6. So actually it was 5:45 when I microwaved it, so I was done before 6. So I'm nice and full. It feels pretty good. And yeah, I think I'm gonna like this 10 to 6 thing much better. So I've thought about, when I go to my next challenge, keeping my feeding window shortened a little bit. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep it as short as only, like, fasting window is of 16 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna go quite that severe, although I am pretty used to it now. Or, I mean, it's not like I'm losing weight like crazy or something like that, so it's not something that's causing me to drop weight really fast or really efficiently or anything. But they do say that people that have that bigger fasting window do tend to be healthier and tend to live longer and blah blah blah. So I'm not real sure. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. I'm definitely going to have a feeding window of no more than 12 hours. I've decided that for sure, because that's just, I mean, that just makes sense, you know? If you don't eat past 6 o'clock at night and you don't eat until 6 o'clock the next morning, that just logically makes sense. So I'm definitely going to do that. And I might shoot for a 14-hour window and kind of compromise, because 12 hours is kind of a no-brainer. 16 hours is a little bit long to wait. It ends up being a little tough. But then again, like I said, doing it so that I don't have to wait quite so long to eat is actually really helpful for me. So I think that's really going to end up working out well. I wish I could tell whether I need to be in which lane. I really can't tell. But anywho, so yeah, my oatmeal was yummy and it was very filling. I'm full. I had bought some, I think they're called Garden Earth Garden? I don't remember the brand name now. Some barbecue chips that are like corn chips, like Fritos, but barbecue. And I was going to have them with my soup last night, and I had a few, and I don't know if it's the salt content or if it's the oil content, but I just can't eat chips anymore. And I try not to eat that kind of food normally anyway, but I thought that would go really well with my soup, and I was totally not right. They were not, I mean, I think the flavor of them is fine. They really weren't barbecue flavored to me. They were taco flavored, which didn't really go with the soup anyway. But it wasn't so much that I didn't want them because of the flavor. It was more of a, they just tasted too, maybe it was too fatty flavored in my mouth or too salty. I'm not actually sure what it was. So I have those with me. I'm going to take those home. Excuse me again. My husband will actually really enjoy them. I think he might, I suggest that he squish them just a little bit and then put black beans on them and corn on them and a little bit of taco sauce and maybe some spinach, shredded up spinach, and eat it that way. I bet you he'll really like that. Man, this looks like it's a big old mess up here. Well, that's okay. That gave me plenty of time to chat with you. So, on the way, when I get home, I am going to, what I really want to do is, I want to do two things. One, I want to make a lentil loaf, and high-carb Hannah's lentil loaf. And two, I want to make, I don't want to make anything else. I want to make a lentil loaf, and I want to help Preston with his compare and contrast essay. So I need to, I looked over his assignment last night, so I had some familiarity with what in the world we were doing, and printed out a few pieces of paper that would be helpful for him, because he has to turn in a graphic organizer with it as well. So there's 2 different options for graphic organizers. He can pick to choose either one, and there's 5 different topics that he could choose to write about. So even if we just go through, and I think what I'll do today is have him pick the topic and then jot down some ideas with him, like have him tell me what his ideas are and I will jot them down, and then have him go back and fill out the graphic organizer nicely and neatly and concisely, and then I will help him expand his ideas into I really think it's not going to be very difficult, to be honest with you. It wouldn't be for me, and I shouldn't say that because English is actually, speaking English is not necessarily my forte, because sometimes I get all jumbled up on what words I want to say, but writing English is something that I am very competent with. So the English language to me is actually quite interesting, and I've actually written a couple of books now. I have not published anything because I just haven't. I know the reason I haven't published the one story. I wrote a story for teenagers a couple years back, and I haven't published it because it has a sequel that I have not written, and the boy's story is just kind of rumbling around in my mind, and it's been rumbling around in my mind for 2 years, and I'm not at the point where I'm ready to put it on paper. And with the first story, it was like it had to come out of my brain. It was in my brain, and it took me like a matter of 3 weeks to write it, and that was it. And I was done, and I was like, okay, here's the story. This is what it was. This is what it was the whole time. It's been in my brain. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to go back to sleep because these characters wanted to come out. It was ridiculous. But I'm not that prolific of a writer by any means. I don't have constant character stuff run through my brain. But I had several people at work read my book, and they really liked it. And the one lady every once in a while will bring up like, so when are you gonna write your next one so that I can, so we can finish this sequel? And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna write it, to be honest with you. It's not there yet. And if it's not there, it's not there. So anyways, I also wrote a book after we adopted the girls. I have one part of one chapter that is not finished because it was the boring part. It was the part where I had to go through and talk about all the different reports and all the different paperwork that we had to fill out and all the different information that entailed, and that part to me was really boring, so I just didn't finish it. But yeah, it was, but the rest of the book is done. And then I also have a book that is also written, that the only part of the book that's not done are the recipe section, and that's just not done because life just gets in the way all the time. I have to work my main job, I have to work my secondary job, do kids homeschooling. I'm not a photographer by any stretch. I am just not. And so getting pictures that would be worthy of putting in a cookbook are like not gonna happen, like for real. So, and this isn't a vegan cookbook, although it does have some vegan recipes in it. It's my boys have severe food allergies, which you guys know about. I've told you about that before. And so it's a salicylate free or a low salicylate diet type cookbook. It's not diet, but like the lifestyle, and how we live that lifestyle and the types of foods that we make. And it's really got a lot of it. The majority of the recipes in there are original recipes that my husband and I have come up with. So it's great. It's awesome. I haven't finished it. Isn't that terrible? So anyways, I'm not sure what got me off on a tangent of writing. Oh, Preston, yeah. So anyway, back to Preston. So for me, I actually have to make sure that I am careful and hold myself back from getting too involved in helping them write, because it obviously, like for Connor's sake, needs to come from a 3rd grader's point of view, and from Preston's sake from a 6th grader's point of view. So I can't correct their words to make it better sounding to me. I really try to hold back on that kind of stuff. And a lot of times with Connor, my younger one, what I end up doing is being like, okay, so tell me about this idea that you have. Okay, well, what words come to your mind when you think of that? And what kind of words would you use to describe blah, blah, blah? And based off of that, he's able to then give me a better sentence than the one that he originally gave me when we're writing stuff out. So I think it looks like I'm going to have to move over to the right lane. Not really sure what I see. I think I just see a big, huge fire truck, like, blocking the traffic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move over. Alrighty, well, I've talked you guys' ear off, like, for real, so I probably should just let you go now. And I'm going to work on merging. Seeing as I'm going to need to merge to the right at some point in time anyway. So, well, this person's gonna be nice and let me merge over. That's nice of them. I'm kind of blocking 2 lanes of traffic at the moment, to be honest with you, and I'm kind of doing it on purpose because it drives me absolutely freaking insane when people, like, when this lane moves, I obviously will move over more, but it drives me absolutely insane when people pull up into the lane that they know they can't be in because everybody else has merged over. It drives me nuts that people think that they need to be 4 car lengths freaking ahead of other people. It's ridiculous. But I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of people behind me that do it. It's so stupid, but whatever. If you're a piss poor driver, that's fine. It just is. So anyways, on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. So if I make that lentil loaf, I will really try to get something like maybe a picture of it when I'm done with it, or maybe I'll show it to you guys tonight. Or whoa, person just passed me on the shoulder. That's brilliant. Not. So anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm signing off. I hope you guys had a fabulous day. Yeah, I published my video last night. I'm slightly behind. I'm about a week behind publishing videos, so sorry about that, guys. But I published my video last night on one less fur baby, and it was very sad to me again, trying to deal with Kazi being gone. You know, when you have an animal for 14 some years, it's like they're a huge part of your life. I've had him longer than I had kids, you know? So, I mean, granted, I have a 19-and-a-half-year-old and a almost 18-year-old at home, but they were adopted when they were older, so I really and truly, we had Suki and then we had Kazi, and they were with us for years before we had babies. And so, in fact, the cat is younger than Preston, but older than the rest of my other 2 boys, so I've had her longer than the boys as well. So anyways, okay, so I am gonna let you go, like, for real, before I get too much closer to these cops up here, because I don't really want them to be seeing me chatting with you guys, because I still don't know the legalities of this. Maybe it's legal, maybe it's not, I don't really know. I am gonna leave my phone right there and see if I can grab a quick picture of it on my way by. That's probably not very nice. Maybe I won't do that. I just thought maybe I could put it up as a thumbnail and see, this is the accident that I passed by. But, you know, if there's people that are hurt or something, then I really don't want to do that, because that's really kind of uncool. So, anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys again tonight. Or maybe after I make a lentil loaf. We'll see. Bye!